Alright, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is John, and on this channel we're going to be teaching you all how to make some homebrews. I'm very new to social media, so you guys will have to bear with me. I'm sure some of the editing and all the video stuff will get better over time. But here I want to teach you guys how to make wine and beer at home, and mead and ciders. It's a really fun hobby, and it's been a lot of fun for me, and I just love to spread some recipes that I've learned over the years and teach you guys how to do it yourself. So this video is going to be primarily just going over the different things that I'm going to be using to do so, things you can get to make life easier. It's not necessarily a must-have. Some of this stuff is just, like I said, makes things a lot easier to do. So let's get into it. And then the next video I upload, we're going to be making, learning how to make homemade strawberry wine. So if you want to tune in and check that out, I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you want to join us along on this fun, exciting journey. You guys will be seeing my dog Ruger wandering around in the background. He loves to photobomb me while I'm trying to take pictures and videos and stuff. So let's get started here. So some of the things you're going to need is going to be airlocks, and you can get those in tons of different shapes and sizes and different styles. It really doesn't matter which one you prefer, is completely up to you. These ones are a little bit easier to clean. Some people prefer these, so it all depends. These are real cheap and easy to get on Amazon. Usually you can get like a 10-pack for 10-12 bucks, something along those lines. With those, usually you'll get the bungs or the rubber stoppers that go into the gallon jugs. If they don't come with them, you'll have to search those on Amazon and get those separately. You're going to need yourself a good mixing spoon. Family Dollar or Amazon or something cheap like that is always good. A good thermometer to check temperatures for when you're working with hot liquids and stuff. Make sure it's not too hot before we put the yeast in. We're going to need a turkey baster. This is called a degassing wand, and I will show you what this is for in later videos. We will be using it as we get ready to start on the next stage after fermentation. You are going to need a hydrometer, something like this. Best thing I can recommend is when you go to buy a hydrometer, just go ahead and buy two. These are extremely fragile and they do break. And it can be a real bummer when you're in the middle of a brew and you need it. With that, usually you can get the cylinder. If you don't get the cylinder with it, you'll have to search that on Amazon as well. Pretty much everything I'm showing you can get at Amazon or Walmart or Family Dollar, stuff like that. So you'll need the cylinder with the hydrometer. You need a good funnel. I went with a stainless steel one. Comes with a screen that goes inside of it. I don't use the screen very often, but it's handy there when I do need it. All right. You're going to need an auto siphon. This is what we're going to use for transferring the liquid from one vessel into the next. And you're going to need a bottling wand. These are usually sold separate. I do believe nowadays you can get them together for a little extra money. But these are super handy when you're bottling a bunch of beer or when you're bottling a bunch of wine, because it shuts off. You just push on the bottom of the jug in there and it siphons it out. So when you get full, you can just lift this off. With this one, when it doesn't have it, you got to kink this line and it can be real messy. And bottles. There are tons of different bottles for different things. These are the 1 gallon jugs that we use. These bungs fit right in the top, and then your airlock goes in there. These are really good. I prefer to do secondary fermentation in here unless it's a beer or something along those lines. If you have lots of fruit and things, it's real hard to get them in and out of here. Wine bottles are great. If you're already a wine drinker, you just start saving your wine bottles. Peel off the labels if you want, clean them up. You can get a corker and some corks on Amazon for real cheap, and you fill them up with your wine that you're brewing at home or your mead, and cork them, and you can set them aside to age them. These flip top bottles are real great. These are a little pricey, especially the bigger ones, again on Amazon. I just seen the other day Dollar Tree has some, 24 for like 30 bucks or something like that. They're not as thick of glass, and the wire is not as thick, but I'm sure those would probably work great. But 12 ounce ones for beers, 32 ounce ones for storing wine in if you prefer. And then having some wide mouth. This one's got blueberry in it right now. I only have 2 of the wide mouths, so I needed to use this one to show you guys. But having the wide mouth jars are great for, as you can tell, getting your fruit in there. Being able to access it and get it in and out fairly easily is important. This one I started on the 17th. It's going to sit for about 2 weeks or so, maybe a little bit more if the temperature in the house cooperates. We'll see how that turns out. And then a brew bag, which I did not use with the blueberries, but the brew bags come in handy. Put your fruit in so that you don't have to sift it all out, especially when you're dealing with things like strawberries or anything that you finally chopped up. Sometimes getting it out of the jug can be a real pain. It'll settle in the bottom a lot more. So having the brew bags is nice. That's kind of another luxury item, if you will. Once you graduate and you stop doing 1 gallon type things, and you want to start moving up to 5 gallons, I get these buckets at Tractor Supply, obviously, and they are food grade and beverage grade, BPA free. I buy the lid, I put a stopper in there, and then that way it can take my airlocks, can go into the lid, and then you can do 5 gallon batches if you want, or 4 gallon batches, depending on how much fruit you have in there. These buckets are real handy, and they're extremely cheap if you buy brew buckets on Amazon. They're pretty expensive when you start labeling it as a brew item. So, and then the other thing you're going to need is either Star sand for sanitizing all of your jugs and bottles and equipment. We'll be getting into that in a later video. You guys will see me sanitizing as we do brews, as we transfer stuff. Sanitizing everything and keeping things sterile is real important with this. We don't want any fungi-mungi growing in our liquor, so we want to make sure we stay on top of that. Star Sand is a real popular one. One Step Cleaner is another one that's good. If you buy any of the beer kits on Amazon, they come with everything you need, including a couple of beer recipes. They'll come with the One Step Cleaner. It's just a powder you use. Add it to some water, let it dissolve in there, mix it up real good, let it sit for a little bit, and then you can start using it to sanitize. The sanitizing liquid can be hard on drains if you have galvanized or metal sewage lines in your home. I just recommend, if you don't know what kind of sewer lines you have, to just dump it out in the yard somewhere outside is the best bet. This stuff can be a little harsh on aluminums and stuff like that. So, but like I said, my name's John, and I'm new to this whole social media experiment, and I'm really looking forward to sharing some of these recipes that I've gotten over the years and having some fun. I'm going to try and go live on TikTok once a week, maybe twice, depending on how things go. And we'll go over and do some reviews on some of the stuff that we've brewed together or that I've brewed. And you'll meet my wife. She's going to join me for a bunch of those. So it'll be a lot of fun. So again, I look forward to sharing these with you guys, and I hope I can get a bunch of followers and a bunch of you guys to follow along and do these recipes with me. We can all have some good old home brews. It's the way to go. I really enjoy it. Like I said, it's been a really, really fun hobby of mine. Been doing it for a little over 4 years now, and I've learned a lot of do's and don'ts in that time, and I'd love to share it with you and get everybody making their own home brews. So until next time, guys.